Bet you didn't expect me to come back, did you? Well, here I am. Yeah, well, it's been an extremely long time since I've last done a video. I remember the day, it was when Star Wars The Force Awakens came out. So it has been, what, 10 months? 9 months? Something like that? Very long time. Today, instead of doing a review of a movie, I am just going to talk about some of the best films that I have seen in 2016 so far. Now, there have been quite a few good movies that I've been to see. I'm only going to talk about the good movies. If you want me to do a video on some of the bad movies that I've seen, drop a like on the video or leave a comment below. But yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so I have 9 films written down here. I bet you didn't expect this to be on the list. Me Before You. Now, I saw the trailer for this, and I was, it looks like a really nice movie, but, possibly a bit too predictable. And I had to say, I had a really fun time watching this movie. This film was heartwarming, funny, really nice moments. The characters were great, some great performances from Emilia Clarke. Something different for me to watch as well, because I don't really go to see many romantic movies. I could hear people crying. I mean, I wasn't crying, obviously. Really good movie. My mum and my grandma were in absolute tears, so yeah, I had to look after them afterwards. The Conjuring 2. This movie, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of horror. I saw The Conjuring when that came out and really liked it. It's like one of the best suspense horror movies I've ever seen. Conjuring 2 was superb. One of the best movies I've seen this year. So good. I was on the edge of my seat throughout. My hands were covering my face for the majority of the movie. I was so scared, and I'm glad I was, because that's what horror movies are meant to do, right? They're meant to scare us, and it did that brilliantly, and it also gave a great story as well. So Conjuring 2 definitely gets my vote as one of the best movies I've seen this year. Moving on, let's go to Deadpool. We were all excited for this movie, one of the few rated R comic book movies that are now out. The new wave of comic book movies that have started since 2008, since the first Iron Man. This is the first one that has been, rated R or 15 and over, and it was just superb. That was a solo movie that didn't rely on other characters, and it was just great. And now we're going to get a sequel, which is brilliant, because it more than doubled what its budget was in the first weekend. Deadpool hit it out of the park. Ryan Reynolds was superb. It was just a small story, a confined story, and it worked perfectly. And now we're getting a sequel, which is brilliant, and I can't wait for that. The Hateful Eight. Now, as most of you know, I am a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino, who's my favourite director. He's directed some of the best movies of the 1990s, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, you name them. Every single movie he's done can be listed as good or better. And The Hateful Eight is the movie that shows that he is the master. He is just a superb director. He knows what he wants. He knows what he wants to see in each frame. It's just beautiful directing, beautiful written work, because he writes his own movies as well. 8 different characters, all of them brilliant, just brilliant. The best Tarantino movies, it was so good. Moving on to 10 Cloverfield Lane. Now, I was just very skeptical about this. Cloverfield, the monster movie, was very average. This movie, completely different. This film was a mystery, thriller, suspense. I was on the edge of my seat for all of it. Like The Conjuring 2, just throughout the movie, I was so unsure of what was going to happen. One of the best performances of the year, delivered by John Goodman. A brilliant, brilliant movie. I bought it on Blu-ray because I just had to. Okay, moving on to The Jungle Book. Now, this was so good. Improved what the 1967 original did. The 1967 original, it's a classic. We all know that. It's got fantastic characters, Baloo, Bagheera, I've forgotten the name of the tiger. I'm gonna remember it when I'm talking in another video probably. But yeah, it's a classic with some great songs. Now, The Jungle Book 2016 follows the same story, but it's a bit darker. We see more of Shere Khan. That's the name of the tiger. We see more of Shere Khan, which I'm really happy about. Voiced by Idris Elba. Fantastic voiceover work from Idris Elba, Ben Kingsley, Bill Murray, Scarlett Johansson's in it for a bit, and Neil Sethi, who played Mowgli, was superb, basically performing on one giant blue screen, and he did it so well. Zootropolis. Now this film, amazing. No words can describe how amazing this movie really is. This film just delivered such a good message to the younger audience. I love going to see kids' movies. You know, I get a kick out of them when they're good. And Zootropolis is just, it's brilliant. And it delivers a fantastic message at the end of it that is relatable to both younger children and adults, really. If you have something that you want to do, go do it. I mean, what are you waiting for? And Zootropolis delivers that message perfectly, and it also is just a great story with comedy, action, suspense, and twists and turns. It's just, oh, it's so good. This film divided many opinions, but in my opinion, a fantastic cinematic movie that delivers such huge scope and took so long to make and such effort to make as well. And it just has to be on my list. The Revenant. People would disagree with me because I think Leonardo DiCaprio definitely deserved the Oscar for The Revenant. I mean, he deserved it for movies such as The Wolf of Wall Street. He deserved it for that. But you can't deny that he did not deserve it for The Revenant as well. He was just superb in this movie. He was basically crawling for the whole movie. Yes, he didn't talk much, but you could tell the emotion was there. Near perfect performances, supporting performances from Tom Hardy, Will Poulter, and Alejandro Iñárritu, one of the best directors working at the moment, gave us Birdman and now The Revenant. That's two movies that he's done that have won Oscars back to back. Alright, moving on to the final movie that I'm going to talk about. Now this for me, this whole list has been full of great movies, but this for me tops them all. Captain America Civil War. Now some people will say, oh, it's not as good as Winter Soldier, and that's fine. Some people do prefer the Winter Soldier. I can see why. The Winter Soldier is a fantastic spy thriller to action hero movie. But Civil War for me ups the stakes even higher because it's not just one guy, Captain America, fighting against, you know, the evil corporation that was behind S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole time, Hydra. They're fighting, the Avengers, they're fighting each other. And it's got great performances, again, from, you know, by Captain America, you know, Tony Stark, and all the Avengers. It's basically an Avengers 2.5. It improves on Age of Ultron, it improves on Captain America Civil War. It gave us one of the best action scenes of all time at the airport. The Russo brothers delivered a near perfect movie in my opinion. The best movie of 2016 so far. It'll be hard to knock it off. That's the 9 movies that were my favourite for this year so far. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see a video on the 2 or 3 bad movies that I've seen this year, comment down below or drop this video a like and I will do that. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already because I will be doing more content like this. But yeah, this is the end of the video and I will catch you guys in a bit.